Hey family, what's up? I'm Coach Cass. Welcome to the Hub. So on today's show, I have Latresa from Tennessee. She's 36 and ready to mix, y'all. Repping again for the Deltas. What's up, Delta? Dr. Latresa. What's up, girl? Welcome to the show.
Coach Cass. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. I'm extra excited about your hair and my tie-dye shirt all at the same time. So for those who are actually watching this episode, my daughter did a tie-dye shirt and she's 3. And I actually think it came out pretty good. Like, I'm feeling kind of fly, you know?
I would buy that.
Nice.
I would buy that.
Hey, there we go. So Latresa, tell me, can you share a little bit about your love story? Like, what's been going on with you?
Well, what's been going on is a bunch of nothing, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. There's been a dry spell, and that was pre-COVID, where things were shut down.
Yes.
So the government didn't shut my love life down. It was already down in quarantine.
Oh, snap.
I just spend a lot of time working, and I just don't get out there enough. And honestly, really, if a man's not breaking into my house right now, I'm not gonna meet him.
See, at least you're truthful. Latresa, yeah, I tell my clients all the time, listen, unless it's the Uber Eats guy, the Amazon Prime guy, like, how you gonna meet somebody? Because you don't even open the door for them. You say, leave it at the door.
Absolutely. And so I take full responsibility in the fact that I'm not putting myself out there enough. And a lot of that is because of my dating history has just not been good. And again, even with that, I take responsibility for things that have happened there. So, you know, nothing is one side. I could always tell a story that makes me look innocent and, you know, guilt-free, but that's just not accurate. So, you know, when people ask me, well, why are you single? I say, well, first, I'm crazy. And second, I'm crazy. See, number one. So, you know, I just have not had good experiences, some of them because of my choices. And I apparently never met a red flag that I didn't like. And so I have just proceeded in situations that expired long before I left them and try to make something out of nothing type of deal. And it just hasn't worked out.
Girl, you've been through the whole book and all the chapters. All of them. Never met a red flag you didn't like. Oh, girl.
I go to therapy bi-weekly for the last several years. I'm very self-aware about what I do to contribute to my current position. And so I know where some of this has taken me, and I'm trying to make a U-turn from there.
Oh, beautiful. But it's good. You're trying to make a U-turn. This is good. Yeah. So tell me, what is your question today?
So, Coach Cass, my question really is, how do I meet somebody where they are? Because as I said, I never met a red flag I didn't like. And what I find is that I pick projects instead of partners. Yes. And so I'm not finding somebody I'm compatible with. I'm trying to get them to be compatible with me. And so it's if I give enough, do enough, be enough, then I can get them to where I am. And then now we're compatible. Now we're on the same page. Yes. And in doing so, I'm ignoring the things that I know make us incompatible. And so for me personally, how do I avoid doing that without it coming off as if I'm looking down on somebody or thinking that my standards are perfection, because that's not the case. But I know where not having those standards has led me.
Yes. Okay. So good question, girl. And I tell you, I run into that all the time. No, we want partners and not projects. Yes,
Yeah.
I actually do say that exact line to my clients because they get all excited. For instance, you're busy, right? So you said you
Mm-hmm.
work what, 7:30 to 4, and you
Yep.
work a strenuous job. You're a dentist. So you
Yeah.
have
Yes.
you looking in people's mouths like you're tired. When you go home, you just want to relax. So if you bump into someone or if you meet someone online or wherever you end up meeting them and they seem halfway decent, you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then you
Exactly.
end up kind of in like this weird situation relationship that kind of lingers
Yes.
and maybe turns into a relationship that also kind of lingers, or it kind of fades into the background and somebody gets
Absolutely.
ghosted. So it's not a happy place to be in.
No.
So the first thing I would definitely say is to look at the pattern and how you choose your partners. And if you say, okay, well, they've all been projects, then it's to think of, okay, well, are you really clear on what healthy relationship looks like for you? Right? Because sometimes I've realized with many professional women, they've never actually been in a healthy relationship. So it's like, how do I choose that? Because, because I've never experienced it. Then my parents are kind of crazy.
Yep.
And then you look on TV and that's madness. So, where that's supposed to come from. So it's really starting to get clear on what does healthy look like for you, and what do you need at your very core, the top 4 things in order to have you feel valued and loved, and really getting deep about that. So for instance, I have a client that recently broke up with her boyfriend because she realized that yes, he was all the things on her checklist or her non-negotiables, but she realized she didn't go deep enough, right? So what did that mean? He didn't have a car. She was like, but we're grown, Coach Cass. Like, I didn't know I had to ask. Did he have a car? So then I had to drive halfway across my city to go pick him up. She's like, that's gonna get tired real quick, and then he was placing blame on others, all the time. And so she realized that he wasn't someone that accepted responsibility, right? So she realized that there were some additional things that she didn't think about other than, non-smoker, likes her kids, adores her. But at the same time, I helped her to realize that she still found something new. She was able to experience what good loving felt like, so meaning like he adored her for who she was. He accepted her children. They got along. They were of the same faith. He even said he would wait, all those things that are really cool that she's never experienced before. So what I would say to you is to enjoy the process of getting to know someone and just feel that, versus committing too quickly or entering into a situationship relation thing, is really being able to date multiple people. And I know as a busy woman, you might be like, well, ain't nobody got time for that, Coach Cass.
I got enough time to date people, not multiple people, Coach Cass.
8 people. See, that's the thing. That's the problem. You're serial monogamist. All right.
Yes,
I am diagnosing you today. And many people listening and watching, believe me, not only am I the president, I am also a client, right? So I know what it is to be a serial monogamist. You're like, okay, you have all your teeth, you smell good, and you kind of act right. Let's see how this goes. And you commit to getting to know that one person. And after a month or 2, you're like, this ain't it. But you already started to get to know them. They came over to your house. They might have slept over, so now you're like, oh man, to go start this whole thing again. So it's just being able to tweak the process on the front end of how you spend time with people that you meet and how do they get access to you. So no, they can't come over so quick. No, they can't sleep with you. Not saying you sleep with anybody, but like to no, they can't get the good. They have to put in a little bit of work, and it's not a point of proving themselves. It's just allowing you to observe.
Okay.
and understand. So that same client I just spoke of, she was able to break it off with this guy and not be, oh no,
Yes.
why me? You know, like, yeah, she misses him, but the fact that they hadn't slept together, right? And that she was very clear that this wasn't the one. How many times have we stayed a little bit longer than we should have because that stuff was good, right?
Yes.
Or, we'll just work it out after this one time.
Tomorrow in the morning.
Right. Tomorrow after breakfast, right? So just one more again. So being able to say, all right, let me go in with a clear lens, right?
Okay.
And look through this new clear love lens to say, all right, who is this person?
Mm-hmm.
How do I feel with them? And let me just see who they are when we go to dinner, when they're around their family, when we hang out, like, who are you? And get to know that person. But I'm about the persons, the people in it. Okay. Multiple. Because so I'm specifically thinking of another client who was a partner in a law firm.
Mm-hmm.
And she was divorced, and she had 2 children, and so she would go and get a babysitter for the kids when she had a date, and then she'd go down to the local mall and shimmy down after the courtroom. She'd shimmy down into a little black dress, and she'd be a little scared, thinking, oh no, maybe I'll run into like my date's sister, so she's like, this is so embarrassing. She'd go on these dates and get to know people. And she's like, this is just not working. And I'm like, you know what? I have a feeling that your picker is broken, right?
Yes.
Like
my therapist told me that literally that my picker was broken.
Yeah, there you go, girl. I can help you with that. So essentially we worked together, and I remember it was down to 2 candidates, right? 2 viable candidates. And she was really excited about this one guy. He was like, Pepe Le Pew, your eyes are like the ocean. You are so beautiful. Wow. I love your hair. All of that. Sexy, bearskin rug, naked, lovely, right? Then on the other side, it was this guy, professional guy. And I remember on the first date, she was a little annoyed because he moved their table like 3 or 4 times. And she's like, I don't know, Coach Cass, he moved our table. He seems a little, I don't know. I'm like, but did you have a good time with him? Yes, I did. Did you have great conversation? I had a great time. I said, really? So I want you to keep him in the mix, right? And it turns out that he moved the table because first they were by the bathroom, then they were by a loud family, then they were by a smoker. It was stuff going on.
Yeah,
a lot of things. Nobody wants to sit by the bathroom. I'm paying good money. Nobody. I don't even know why they put tables by the bathroom. There should just be a big gap there, right?
Exactly.
And so she was seeing the both of them. So she's having passionate time with Pepe Le Pew over here. And then, this guy, she really started liking him.
Yeah.
And they really started having a good time. And they really ended up getting married.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So what I have seen with 99% of the women that I work with, professional women, is that, listen, you're just choosing the wrong one. You might have viable candidates right there, but you somehow, the red flag, you never seen a red flag you didn't like, right? So my really long answer to all of that is just to start to look at how you choose men. How do you allow men into your space and they don't automatically get to take all your free time or all the time you feel like giving? There needs to be a survival of the fittest. We need to get a lineup going on, and not a
Hunger Games in here,
but a rotation.
Okay. I said, we can get Hunger Games in here.
Hey. Yeah. So that's what I would say to you. So tell me what is your takeaway from that?
My takeaway is that I don't have to get tunnel vision on one potential person.
Yes.
And that for me to really see what's out there, I have to see multiple people, not a people, but multiple people. And that I actually have to put myself out there and go out and not just wait in my living room for the DoorDash man to be the one.
Mr. DoorDash, are you the one?
I already got his number. He got my number because he brought my food, so it's possible.
No. When the app shuts down, it stops working. So no. Please don't. DoorDash man, no. Well, you never know. I actually do know someone that tried to date their Amazon Prime guy. It didn't work out. So it didn't work out. So where can folks usually find you? What do you do for fun? Like, what's your
Oh my goodness. So my fun thing is boxing. I took up boxing about 2 years ago. Nothing, I'm not Mike Tyson or anything like that, but for exercise and for stress relief, hitting people is frowned upon, right, but hitting a bag is okay.
Nice.
And I recently started doing water aerobics classes. My new squad is like 70 to 85 years old, but we have a good time in the pool, so it's all good there. And when everything opens back up, I collect vinyl records, so I like to go to the record stores. Other than that, I'm just hanging out, relaxing.
I love it. And what would you say is like your favorite movie of all time?
The Sound of Music. I'm a big musical person. Oh my goodness. I have it on DVD. I have the vinyl records. I have everything. I've seen the play. I was a concert mistress for the play when I was in high school for the orchestra. I love The Sound of Music, like obsessive.
That's like, I love Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Yeah. Chim chimney.
Julie Andrews. Super talented.
I love it. Okay. Well, if anybody was to slide into your DMs, during this show, she's still single. We just never know, right? Okay. During this show right here, how do they slide into your DMs or just connect with you?
Well, the DMs of the church are definitely open. So let me say that as of this taping. But I am on Instagram at It's Dr. Fab, ITSDRFAB. My profile is private because the feds are watching, but I will see the little request in the message box and I would be happy to chat with you.
Okay. All right. Chat away. All right, family. So I hope that you got something from today, is that maybe just the picker is broken and how you've been choosing people is the issue. So start to look at how have you chosen your A people in the past, and then I need you to have multiple people in the lineup, not just one. Don't give that person the highest seat in town when they didn't earn it. Hello.
Word.
Come on. All right, y'all. Please do make sure to check out our website. You can go to relationshipsforbusywomen.com to get a free checklist on how to ace the next date. Okay, so go to relationshipsforbusywomen.com on a free checklist on how to ace the next date. I'll see you on the next show. Bye, guys.